What's good, everyone? It's me back for another video. But before I begin, I do want to apologize for how messy my room is. I do want to talk about, not about my room, but about Kaguya-sama the movie, because that movie was amazing. I really like this series, if you can't tell. So I wanted to go see Kaguya-sama since the movie dropped on Valentine's Day, Valentine's Day. I ended up taking her as my little date. And it was kind of funny because a lot of people were actually asking me after the movie, where did I get her? And I got her at like some festival a few weeks ago. But if you go on my TikTok or whatever, I took her as my little date. And yeah, it was pretty fun. I think she had a good time, right? I only took her just because they showed Mini Kaguya in the film. And yeah, I think that was pretty fun. Regardless, I do want to talk about the Kaguya-sama film, and because it was both really fantastic, a lot better than I had expected, and kind of left me surprised, to be honest, with the way that they chose to go with it. So with that being said, let's get started on my Kaguya-sama First Kiss Never Ends movie review. Spoilers beware. So if you haven't watched it, stay away from the movie or my video. So yeah. So anyways, so Kaguya-sama, I really enjoyed this film for what it is, for the way it handled itself. I really enjoyed it, to be honest. I really love how the main focus of the film is mostly centered on Kaguya and Shirogane. It kind of skips all the unnecessary stuff. Like, technically I wouldn't call it unnecessary, but I'll get to it when I get to it. I really love the dynamic between Kaguya and Shirogane, how much more fleshed out it is, how the relationship is changing, slowly evolving, how they're trying to figure out after the kiss what to do. Does this mean we're a couple? Does it mean we're something now? Or does it really mean nothing at all? Does a simple kiss not determine our future? And that's basically how the whole movie begins, with Kaguya freaking out and Shirogane freaking out as well, because they don't know how to address this problem. They don't know what to do, how to confront one another about what happened in the previous day in the festival arc. To us, it may seem like forever ago, since season 3 dropped last summer back in 2022 and the film drops in 2023. So to us, the audience, it seems like it's been a few months, but and their world and the events of the film, it's only been about 2 days or so since the kiss incident. So now they're trying to figure out, what do we do? And the introduction about the film, she basically rejects everything that happened and turns into her chibi form. So that's where we get Chibi Kaguya. It's one of her personalities, as explained in the film, where she doesn't know what to do. She loses all reasoning, so she turns back into a child form, her chibi form. It's honestly one of the cutest things I have ever seen, and it's probably my favorite version of Kaguya, because look at this. Tell me you wouldn't want to hug this, or like, just give it a hug, because it was so cute. And her interacting with Chika was probably one of the best things ever. It was really funny. It had the audience laughing. My theater was entirely packed, by the way, but I really like when Chibi Shirogane also entered. That was some funny shit. It's the funniest shit since Pickle Rick, to be honest. So, aside from Chibi Kaguya being one of the highlights of the film, I think something else that kind of stood out that was really well done, to be honest, and super adapted pretty well from the manga arc, has to be alexizz Kaguya. Her main personality, the personality she had before she became her normal Kaguya. It's the one where she rejected everyone and those around her. I really liked seeing this personality fleshed out, and seeing, as cold as she is, she honestly has a big heart, and she really cares for those around her. To Shirogane, when he was interacting with alexizz Kaguya, that personality, he found it really cold, no pun intended, but he really found it cold, and he didn't really like the demeanor that she was putting on, the facade, saying, did I do something wrong to you? Please tell me what I did, because I really want to fix it. And alexizz Kaguya, she's ruthless. She's just straight up honest. She's very savage. She tells it how it is. If you're gonna tell me how you feel about me, then tell me now. And this takes Shirogane back. And it was pretty funny seeing the reaction between alexizz Kaguya, Shirogane, and some of the other characters. Really entertaining, which goes on to my next point about Shirogane. So Shirogane in this film was honestly just what every guy would do in this situation. Like, when you're confronted with a situation or an accident that you don't really know how to react, you don't know how to respond, you tend to shut yourself in. Seeing the development that Shirogane got in this film specifically was pretty nice, because it's not too often that we get to see his perspective on things. Usually the show is mainly focused on Kaguya and all her misadventures, but we really don't get too much of a Shirogane point of view. And in this film, we did get that. We got this point of view from when he was in the hospital talking to the doctor and his assistant. We got to see the assistant motivating Shirogane that sometimes you just need to get kicked down to learn how to get back up. The one negative I honestly did have about this film that kind of might irk me a little bit is honestly the Ishigami stuff. They kind of tease this towards the end of the film, where Tsubame is going to a fortune teller, which is actually Dio. I mean, Shirogane's dad, pretending to be a fortune teller. She ends up going to him and asking, can you see my future, blah blah blah. They play for comedic purposes, but he ultimately tells it that you're falling in love, or you're falling deep into this rabbit hole that you don't know what to do. And then we get some flashback towards that night, the Christmas night, with Ishigami and Tsubame on the bed. And we don't get too much after that. It's just kind of implied that they did something, but it's never really shown. Honestly, for me, I understand why they cut it out, because this film was solely focused on Kaguya and Shirogane. They wanted to make this film a love story between them and helping them develop, which is honestly understandable. I really didn't mind, but I still would have preferred to see some of Ishigami's moments, just to see how he interacted, because it honestly would have been great to see Ishigami's storyline contrast towards the Kaguya and Shirogane storyline, how they're all cheerful and happy while Ishigami's sad as usual. But I understand they didn't go down that route, just because it would have felt a little bit too down. And the film overall, the atmosphere was very energetic and very happy, sometimes down, but never too sad. So I understand why they cut that part out, because it's kind of sad, to be honest. And overall, such a good film. Side characters amazing, comedy amazing, music was amazing, opening was amazing. But overall, this film was really fantastic, to be honest. I honestly gave it a 9.5 out of 10. I've made reviews on my Instagram, on my TikTok. If you haven't seen those, go follow the links down below. But yeah, anyways, I just want to say, I hope you had a good Valentine's Day. And yeah, that was basically my review on Kaguya-sama, First Kiss Never Ends, the movie. Fantastic film, as I mentioned. I don't want to keep repeating myself, but yeah, if you've watched this film, what did you think of it? What you do for Valentine's Day? Did you take your Valentine to go see this movie? If not, were you like me, who watched it alone with their Kaguya pillow? Anyways, I'll be sure to catch you guys on my next video. I don't know what that's gonna be, but yeah, I'll catch you guys pretty soon. So peace.